I keep doing this thing where I stop myself mid sentence because like I thought I thought I was already recording, but yeah, I wasn't recording. Okay, so what angle should I do? This is like sending sending someone you mesh with online like, hey. Anyway, so I just want to get to the point. I guess I don't have to like really be direct. This is like more casual video, low effort. But I'm kind of sick of hearing people bitch about when someone's like a Nepo baby or something. Like I feel like Nepo babies and being in the industry and all that has been a thing for like forever. And something that kind of bothers me about it is that like there just seems to be this like weird jealousy and envy, but like to me, like, there's parts of me that feel like I wish I had like family that had connections into the film industry because I'm like so passionate for film, and I wish I didn't have to like do YouTube to build an audience and I could just get straight into making movies. And as much as I like making YouTube, and as I've gotten older, I've realized that like it builds more character for myself to be from the position I am. As Bukowski once said, like some interview, he said like, the people that get famous super young, they run out of things to talk about once they reach mid 20s to 30s because they haven't really experienced much of real life. They're in a bubble, and whatever they are experiencing is not really genuine reality, especially from what I've heard about how fake LA is. But no disrespect to LA though. I'm sure it's a very lovely place. I've heard the traffic is a nightmare. I'd like to visit one day. But you know, I just get sick of hearing about it because people think it's like such a gotcha moment, but to me it's like I feel like that's just always been the industry. I feel like that also exists in other places too. Like for example, like myself even like a lot of people who are working class want to get jobs in like construction because it's like really good money in the UK, and it's reliable money, and you learn a really valuable skill and you can make your own business after. I, you know, I got that job because, my dad and my granddad have been doing it for generations. And and I have a long family history of people that are like handymen. Um, and a lot of my extended family are handymen. Some of them are mechanics. Some of them are like, worked in demolition and shit. And, we'd have people turning up being like, do you have any work? And we'd just be like, no. And like, there's lots of people that want those kinds of jobs. And, I'm in that position where I just got it because, the nepotism in a sense. And that exists in other areas too. I have a friend that got a job in a magazine because his dad is an editor for the magazine. And it's kind of like, I wish I had a job like that, but, I just feel like there's this like bitterness that comes with it, and people think you have to like really earn it in a authentic way, which you can do, and I think it should be more fair that way, and I wish the world was more fair. But the reality is that like kind of everyone looks out for who they love and care for, right? And of course you give, if you give your family jobs, right? Like that's the whole point, like of building your own business or getting high up in a company so you can help support people you love, not just financially, but also to give them something that they can, have stable income so that they can, work for, like live for themselves and etc. etc. But my point being is that I feel like it's a lack of really knowing how the real world works, and thinking that it's it needs to be more just and fair when it comes to job positions. And I think it should be, but the reality is that's just not how human beings are. Human beings kind of look out for their own tribe a lot. And sure, we could go into like politics and stuff, but I'm like, that's to me is like different as opposed to like talking about just like a job position. Um, I just I think like if you don't have any connections into something that you want to get into, you're probably better off having to make a lot of sacrifices and get yourself in a position so that you move like can get into that position. So like, working double the time you want to in like a job industry, or doing night classes, or going to or going to college and getting a degree so you can work in that area. Yeah. Or like what I'm trying to do, like build an audience on YouTube so that one day I can go off and do my own thing, because once you have an audience, you can do anything. And yeah, like I'm just kind of sick of hearing this all sparked because I just saw like a tweet about like how Lana Del Rey's dad has connections or something, and I was just like, are we really talking about this again? Like, I'm like, the same thing happened with like what, Maud Apatow, like, no shit, her dad's Judd Apatow. And yeah, like, I feel like it's always been a thing, and it just it boggles my mind when people can't wrap their head around something that it just seems like like what human beings do. But I don't know. I'd like to hear what other people's thoughts are. I'm rambling a little bit, but thank you.